Hey guys, Asia here, and I wanted to give an update on what I've been doing and what's happened since I've moved to LA. So let me start off by explaining why I moved to LA in the first place. The reason why is in college, God gave me a glimpse of what I believe to be like my purpose, and that's to reach the hearts of teenagers. For whatever reason, God has given me the ability to reach them somehow. I'm not cool, I don't have swag, or like I'm the dorkiest dweeb doofus, but somehow God puts me in front of teens and they listen. And he gave me the vision of having a school someday that combines education and music and the arts, and that school will be like my life's work. It's not something that I can do right now, but it's definitely something that each step that I take, I'm trying to get closer to being able to do that someday. In the interim, what I'd like to do is either collaborate with or start an after-school program that tutors kids in low-income areas, not only in their curriculum but also in music. So giving them vocal lessons and guitar lessons and piano lessons and those kind of things. Usually low-income areas, they struggle with having funding to have arts programs, or they may have arts programs but very low funds, and so the kids don't get access to really explore their gifts and to find their passion. That's where I'd like to start with my work. So now I also want to give you an update on what's happened in life since I've moved here. A lot's happened already, and it's not even been 3 months. So my first basically 2 months, maybe month and a half here, I was just pounding the pavement, applying to jobs, going on interviews, applying, and then about 3, maybe 4 weeks ago, I did get asked to go on an interview with the gas company here, and it was through a temp agency, so it was for a contract position. They scheduled the interview and then had to cancel and rescheduled it for the following week. And so when I read the email, I thought that they rescheduled it for next week at the same time. So I showed up at the time I thought it was, and it turns out they had scheduled it for an hour earlier. Pulled up to the place, finally found a parking spot, and I get a call from the recruiter saying, "Hey, I just heard from..." They're saying that you didn't show up, and I'm like, what? No, I'm here right now, I'm about to walk in. And she was saying your interview was at 9. And I was like, oh, I thought it was at 10. Okay, so went home, and like I'm feeling like I blew it. They're not gonna want to talk to me. I can't even show up to the interview on time, but they do. So I get into the building, and it's this huge skyscraper downtown. I walk in and I realize I never asked what floor that they're on, like which elevator. I'm like, oh yeah, so I don't know what to do. I go up to the security desk, so it takes like another like 5, maybe 7 minutes for that to get figured out, and they come down to get me. I get upstairs. By this time it's like 10:20, 10:25, and I'm just like, I have just derailed their whole day. But the interview went well. I'm leaving like not really feeling sure. I'm like, it went well, but like I was late twice, and like I don't know. So I wasn't expecting what happened next. So I get home, and later that day I get a call from the recruiter. She's like, yeah, they're ready to offer you the job right now. And I was like, what? So when she hung up, I immediately called my mom, like, Mom, they're offering me the job, like it's not really what I want yet, and it's a contract job, so it's not full-time. Like, what do you think I should do? Should I take it? She was like, I think you should take it. It's like, you can still keep looking for a full-time job and get paid while you look. And so I'm like, okay, you're right, yeah. And so she calls back, and so I was like, okay, I want to take it. So I take the job. And so the next step then is to go and fill out all my paperwork with the temp agency. Like each step of the way with my paperwork, there was some problem. Like every single time there was a problem, and I just could not understand like what was happening. Like you may have noticed the background changed, but I couldn't with the weird squares on my face was distracting, so that's why I moved it. Anyway, back to the story. So I decide I'm just gonna push through it and like get, you know, whatever I have to do to get this all figured out, I'm gonna get it figured out. So they're like, cool, we got the background check. Come into our office so you can finish filling out your paperwork. They give me the address to their office and they say, come to this office at this time and we'll get the rest of your paperwork figured out. So I go, I get to the office plenty of time. I'm like 10 minutes early, I'm killing it. And I get in there and I'm signing in at the front desk and the security guard asks me, oh, who are you here to see? And so I tell him and he's like, oh, you're here for such and such company? I'm like, yes, this is the address they gave me. I'm a new hire and I'm filling out paperwork. And so he tells me, he's like, oh, that company isn't here anymore. And I was like, what? So he was like, yeah, they recently moved offices. They're in this building now. And so I'm like, okay, well, let me call the recruiter and see like what she says. And she's like, hey, you know what's going on? And I was like, yeah, I'm here and they're saying that they've moved to a different building. And she was like, that doesn't sound correct. All right, let me give them a call and hit you back. And so she calls me back and she's like, yeah, I've talked to her. She says, yes, they are in the process of moving offices, but for right now, they're still in that building. Go ahead and go up to the floor and someone will be up there who can help you with your paperwork. And so I go up there, sure enough, no one there. Like, I can see where it said the company's name on the wall and everything, but it was just pitch black. No one was up there. It was just empty. And so I'm like, okay. So I call them back and I'm like, yeah, I'm here. There's definitely no one here. All the lights are off. It's for sure there's no one here. And so they're like, I don't understand. Like, they said they were there. So they're like, let us call you back with the correct address. And so I'm like, okay. So I'm headed down the elevator and I get off and then I get a call from someone else at the company who's working on verifying my previous employment. And she's like, yeah, I've been trying to get in contact with your previous company and I cannot get in contact with anyone there. And I'm like, how is that possible? Like, it's an entire company. Like, how are you not able to get in contact with them? As I'm doing that, the security guard happens to step off the elevator and he's like, told you. Like, I told you so. There's no one there. I'm like, okay. So anyway, fast forward, it gets figured out. They give me the correct address. I go to the correct office and get all my paperwork figured out. Cool. So I'm headed home. I'm like, woo, I got a new job. Like, I'm killing it. Things are going great. I pass by a donut shop. I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna get a donut. I go in there. This is all the same day, by the way. I get my donut, I get my milk, and I'm driving home. I'm like, I'm killing it. I got a job. I got a donut. It's gonna be a good day. And I turn left to turn onto the street where my house is, like literally a block from my house. I'm turning left. The light's turning yellow. We're both trying to beat the light, and boom, T-boned. She just hits me dead on. My car is knocked to the other side of the intersection. I careen onto the sidewalk and I hit the traffic light post, and my car ricochets off of it, and boom, we're there. Yeah, it happened so quickly. It was my first time ever being in a car accident, so I was shaken up, and so that happened. We were fine. We weren't injured. She wasn't injured. But both our cars were just completely done. Like, they were totaled. First, I thank God that I'm okay. I thank God that my car basically saved my life. Like, it could have been so much worse. And I thank him that I was okay. The other person was okay. Everybody was okay. But our cars weren't. And that car, I'm getting emotional even thinking about it, because that was my first car. I bought it completely on my own. Like, nobody co-signed for me. It was like my first adult thing that I did. So anyway, fast forward, we call the insurance. They get me towed or whatever, towed to my house. Like a week or 2 weeks later, I find out it is a total loss and I'm gonna have to get a new car. I'm starting my new job, so I'm like, I need reliable transportation to get to work. And so I'm like, okay, well, I still have money saved up. I'm going to dip into my savings to go and be able to go and put a down payment on a car. I go to the dealership to get a car, and while I'm on my way to the dealership, I get a call from my insurance I had never gotten complete estimates about like how much I would get back yet. She gives me an estimate on what I'm gonna get back from my car. Let me just tell you, the amount that she gave me that I was getting back from my car was enough to pay off the rest of what I owed on the car, plenty to put on a down payment, and it would basically replenish all the money I've spent out of my savings since moving here. Yeah. So I'm like, what? So I'm like, okay, God, I get it. You're in control. You've got me. You got it figured out. So I'm like, wow. Like, so my mind's blown. At the end of the day, I was able to get a car, the car that I wanted, and it all worked out. Here's my new car. And yeah, everything worked. And so praise God. Like everything that I've gone through so far being here is just, every moment is just like, I just thank God. Like, I praise God that he's got me. Like, he's got me. And I'm just so in love with the process right now. I'm just thankful for every little thing, like every little experience. I'm just like, God, thank you. Like, you're the bomb. Diggity. So now here's the news I'm the most excited about. Rewind all the way back to May of this year. I applied for a job out here at Universal Music Group, UMG. So randomly, I get an email from UMG saying, "Hi, thank you for applying to such and such job at UMG. We would like to invite you to a phone interview. When are you available?" And I was like, what? I applied to that job months ago. What? And so like, I tell my mom, like, "Ma, you'll never guess who I heard back from." And she was like, "You are kidding. I have been praying about that job. Like, as soon as you told me about it." And so I kind of told this out of order. Guess when my interview was scheduled for UMG? The day after my car accident at 8 a.m. in the morning. So I get on this call completely unprepared. The interview, in my opinion, went horribly. And so I'm like, well, Lord, this was the best I had today. If it's your will for me to get this job, I pray that I get a call back. And like, honestly, I didn't expect to hear back. I didn't do well. And and I heard back. And I was like, wow, okay. So I go to the interview. I get there, I'm on time, killing it. Everything went fine. I didn't want to get my hopes up because honestly, I just didn't want to be let down. I'm like, I feel like this is a good sign, but I can't really tell. I got the job. So here's what God did. So first of all, it's UMG, which is one of the largest music conglomerates in America and one of the largest contenders in the world. Like, that is not something I could have done on my own. Like, that's God. So first of all, it's a music company, which I love music. It is more money. It's full-time, which before I had a contract position. I just wanted to share this story because I felt like God used these few months to build up my trust in him. And I believe this story is a testament to God's unwavering loyalty. And if you have a big decision that you feel God is pulling you towards and you're afraid to fail or you're afraid to fall, or you just frankly don't trust that God's really got you, I'm here to tell you that he's got you. He's got you. I hope that this story inspires you to chase your dreams and go after what you want. Last thing I want to talk about, something I'm really excited about, it's what I'm calling the Love Project. So I wrote this song titled Love, and I wrote it in the midst of when all of those police shootings were happening back to back to back, and I'm just like, what is going on in our world? Like, what's going on in our country? And I was so deeply hurt and affected by what I was seeing in the media and on the news that it invoked this song. And it's just about love. Where is the love? We're lacking so much love as a nation. And so I I pull in other people into this project to hold myself accountable to actually do it. So it's gonna be a song, but I also brought in some friends who are gonna make a video piece out of it, and I don't know if it'll be like a music video or if it'll end up being like a little short film. I don't know, but I'm so excited to see what happens with it. My friend Janisha Granston, a lot of you probably know who she is. She's gonna be doing some spoken word on it, so I'm pulling her into the project, and so I'm excited. I'm excited to see how it turns out. So that's what the project's going to be about. Thank you for watching this very long video. I'm sorry it was long, but yeah, if you have any questions about what's coming next or whatever, reach out to me and I'll answer your questions. And yeah, alright guys, thank you.